I used to believe that despite all our differences, people can all live together and move past them. Over the past 10 to 15 years, I realized that it is not only not true, but it's dangerous. My generation and many others before it have lived under this liberal social order. Freedom and equality are values to strive for, right? But as it turns out, these are horrible ways to run a society if you really think about it. See, America was founded under Enlightenment principles, under the notion that we're all created equal, a blank slate, so to speak. Think about a blank slate is that it could be filled with anything. It could be written by anybody, whatever they imagine. That is not human beings. People are different, physically, morally, and mentally. The idea of the blank slate just says that humans can be molded and filled with whatever anyone sees fit. It makes human beings just an idea, an abstract concept. If we have no innate mental content and everything is determined by our environment, and therefore we base everyone's distinct experience as the rule, there is no way for our society to be guided. Everything becomes arbitrary. People have an innate understanding about what is good, what's evil, and what's beautiful and what's not. But some people may not think this way. So therefore, we have to dismantle our conventional understanding of what beauty, what good, and what evil is. See, the goal of liberalism is for all things to be equal, and that we're all created equal. We push for like equal rights, equal opportunities, and all that. But here's the problem: like liberalism is individual based. So how do you enforce a system of individuals to be treated equally, and all their ideas and all their beliefs are treated equally? You have a schism there. See, people need to make the distinction between intrinsic value and equal value. Intrinsic value is given to you because you exist, and equal value is value that is compared to something else. Equal value is measured based on production and someone's influence. And intrinsic value becomes from a higher power, something that can't be seen. Dare I say, God. See, we are made in God's image, therefore we are valuable. That is inherent value. But some will argue that if God made us in his image, therefore we're all equal, right? Well, no, we're equally judged. We're judged equally. See, liberals conflate this all the time, inherent value and equal value. Say, for instance, a third string running back is valuable to his team, but he's not as valuable as a starter. See, the third string running back has inherent value because he's on the team, but it's not equal to the starting running back. If the running back goes down and the second string goes down, he's in. He's still seen. He's still there. But it seems to me today that people want to push the third string to be at the same level as the starter, so to speak. Therefore, the government has to we have to intrude on others to get a seat at the table in these places that we were in before. See, in theory, individual rights are supposed to be protected from government overreach. But for things to be equal, laws has to be applied so that so that that might be the case. In the pursuit of equality, the government has to put protections in place to ensure that all citizens are treated equally at the cost of someone else's rights. Anti-discrimination laws legally prohibits those from assembling how they see fit. By law, you can't really exclude those who are different from you, no matter how they live. Over recent years, there's been a push for equity and inclusion on top of the many civil rights laws we already have. Certain groups are permitted to force their way into spaces that weren't theirs, and the predominant group can't do anything about it. You'll be discriminating against them as they infringe upon you. It's a self defeating system. And ironically, in a system that promised limited government, it seems that we've pushed for more government. over the decades. So now government overreach is the norm in all of our lives. And by the way, it's a morally empty system. People don't really have a duty to each other. People can't say what you're doing is bad and that the entire collective will agree with you. You'll be infringing on their right. Again, people in a liberal society can do whatever they want without consequence as long as it's not brazenly evil, like murder and theft. But usury, lying, scamming, or adultery is their right, but it's ethically wrong, though. See, the thing about rights is that it's a claim, it's an entitlement. Anything could be a right. You can have the right to rub your face on sandpaper, but it's not ethical or healthy, really. Like abortion, I don't think it's ethical, but it's their right now, and I can't say anything. I can't really do anything about it. See, you see, liberalism can project morals. They can say what's morally bad or what's morally good, but all it is, it's just preference. It's what feels good to me versus what I don't like. It's it's arbitrary. Like rights and ethics can overlap, but they're distinct. Freedom of expression is a right, but isn't moral. One can express themselves in a way that is destructive to themselves and others. It's a moral failing, ethical failing, but it's a right. Like you see on Twitter all the time, people throw out accusations of groomer, pedophile with impunity because it's free speech. It's slander, but really it's free speech. See, ethics, on the other hand, are a way to be rather than what to do. Rights just tell you what to do, not how to be. Ethics are all encompassing. It guides rather than it commands. Ethics are action focused rather than person focused, as in liberalism. An action in an ethical system is judged based on how right or wrong it is, based on the overarching moral framework of it. But in the rights based system, an action is based on the individual and how the individual feels about it. You see, liberalism goes against a person's innate nature to collectivize. People are a collective, and people want to collectivize with those who are similar over something. People want a unifying goal, essentially. And so in liberalism, you have all these groups mixed together with different goals, different morals, and no one can decide which one's the right one. No one can say your moral is wrong because you'll be infringing on their rights. But you can't say there's a right either. You can't explain how yours is right either because, you know, it all boils down to preference. So yeah, I can go on much longer, but I'll leave it here. This is not a society that is designed for human beings, really. It turns out freedom isn't the virtue that we thought it was. Liberalism has caused decohesion, a morally confused populace, turmoil, and distrust. And we see it crumble at the seams. People are born to collectivize. People are social creatures. So it's better to have one unifying goal rather than all these different morals and lifestyles that just muddy everything up. So I'll leave it at that. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you later.